Good evening, friends. This is a 3.5 week update from the hailstorm. Well, not everything is perked back up, but quite a few things have. I just wanted to show off the Brussels sprouts. Check it out. They're doing so good. And then today, I got in here and been doing some homework. And I put some muskmelons in here so they'll grow. I'll train them to go down that direction and that way, and then I won't have to mow that middle part. And so where you see a tomato ring, there is a melon, and there's honeydew there. So that ought to fill that in really nice. And then, whoops, fix that. And then I put squash in here. The borage never transplants nicely. It always wilts for about 3-4 days, and then all of a sudden it'll come out. It'll be all perky. Let me go back because I got distracted. Anyway, I removed the wire. I forgot why I did all this. I needed to put a barrier around a spot over in there under the trees. See under there? See that wire? I got stuff planted in there, 4 o'clocks, big Shasta daisies, and there's some other things in there. So I needed wire, and then all of a sudden I realized that all the way around my potatoes I had a ring because Tim would dig in there and bury bones. Well, since I have this all blocked off now, I realized I don't need that there. So that meant then I could fit the mower through. So today I got to mow, now I got my path. So I'm going to take you on the path. Yeah. So on this side in this row, and then between those 2 rows right there, that will be on the honeydew over here on the right side, and then watermelons for the most part over here, but I do have a couple of honeydew in right in there. So that should fill those spaces in quite nicely. And we've got marigolds planted in here. See? Oh, there's Inspector Guillermo. Oh, it's got to pee on my marigolds. And then got that kind of weeded a little out today, but we got scarlet runner beans that should go up and over there. And I got scarlet runner beans planted along the blackberries and all, so they're just really starting to take off. And this little guy's running right up, so I'm hopeful that all the way down here, this is going to be all scarlet runner beans, and it's going to be blooming, just solid red blooms everywhere and up over this arch. I think it's going to be beautiful. Here is my Kew garden, and we've got the potatoes, and these guys are flowering. And this one plant made it. The other one directly across from it, it didn't survive. So I can't remember what that one is called. Sunset something. Sunset Cheyenne. And here's corn. Now I could cheat and say this was knee-high by the 4th of July, but that counts for the middle leaf. But if I stand down in the hole, it is knee-high. Just depends on your perspective, right? So I've got corn here. This is going so good. And the beans are coming up. So those are, in the front, those are burgundy beans. They're bush beans. And then the ones I have planted amongst the corn, like back here, these should be just regular old pole beans. I don't think I did anything special with this. I just did regular beans, I think. Don't remember. Don't care. Okay. Taters, look at how they rebounded, you guys. And I do appreciate the point out that things will recover. But look at that. That space just worked out so good. I can see years of different possibilities out there. It's pretty awesome. And here's our other set of corn. These guys didn't do too bad. I planted them on the 11th, the day of the storm, and I still got some stuff to take care of over in here. But around here today, see the borage? How it just went. They'll pop back up. But this is spaghetti squash. So I planted. In total, I've got 16 spaghetti squash around here. Haven't grown them before. Not quite sure how they vine out. I didn't put one there. But I got beans planted. See, I got beans planted at the base of that corn there too. But I also have, these should be Hadassah shield beans. These there are just regular old pole beans. So the pole beans I'll eat fresh. The Hadassah shield are meant to be dry. And then, because I got the squash in, that means the three sisters are complete. They're planted. So that's pretty exciting. Right? There he is again. We slow down. Rhubarb, I've had 2 pickings. Well, I picked it once right after the storm. I realized I could save and get a harvest, and then I just did another picking, gave away to a friend. And I haven't pruned back the comfrey yet, but now I can see what's ick, and I can prune them out, get that stuff out in the garden. These potatoes, these are Kennebecs. They're flowering nicely. Turning out good. You know, the Brussel sprouts over in here, and I got peas coming up. This drip system over here, I need to drill some holes into it. It sucks. I got to do this one a little bit different. And then my yellow pears are finally starting to take off. And I got shallots coming up. I'll show you a better example of one if I can find a better one. And I still got 3 flats of marigolds to. If somebody wants some marigolds, you are more than welcome to come get a flat. Or I'm putting them all in the ground, little by little, filling in the gaps. These 3, see this pile right here? This is how much I cut off of that one plant today. And it was, it was quite tall. Let's see here. Well, they were up to here. And so this bed wasn't getting any sun. So I laid down all that comfrey in there. It's natural fertilizer. As it breaks down and decomposes, the nutrients will go, and the fertilizer will grow right into the ground. And this is the first time I've ever planted anything in here. And right now, barely hanging on, I've got 2 jalapeno peppers, and there are 3 eggplant in here. There's one there. This guy's trying to hang on. He's still alive. And then this one's doing all right. So a little more sun, I think they'll be all on their way. Go this way now. And today, or yesterday, it was like, oh my gosh, why did I never think about planting squash here? Duh. So I put in acorn squash. This is the acorn squash section. So one there. And then there's 3 or 4 more in here. I thought I planted a 4th one, but maybe I didn't. And then this is burgundy bush beans, and there's garlic back in there. They just got hammered though by the hail. And then I've got nasturtium starting to come up in a few spots. And this little girl here, this nasturtium is 2 years old. And she's been beat back, hailed back, bugged out, whatever. And I just give her a good drink and she comes back. So she'll protect all the squash. That's how that area looks now. Oh, the raspberries. All right, well, the only thing about the raspberries, they're getting raspberries on them. Woo-hoo. Well, the greenhouse, the plants in there are going pretty good. You just can't see it very well. And I got some pole beans in here and a marigold, and I stuck in some acorn squash that hadn't sprouted yet. If they sprout, they sprout. If they don't, they don't. And the blue potatoes are doing mighty fine. Oops, mighty fine. And I see that it's starting to bloom, which means they're making potatoes. And that's the whole point. And I think these are all Yukon Golds in here. If not, it's not a big deal. But these guys are flowering as well. And these leaves are a little odd. They're a little different than the others. I don't know. Maybe they're still maturing. I don't know. Oh my goodness. And even these guys in this pot is starting to sprout. Starting to flower. How exciting. And there's only like 3-4 inches of dirt in there. The rest is long clippings, and I still got to get that filled in so they'll just produce all the way up the stalk. But man, that's just so super encouraging to see that. And maybe those leaves are all right. Maybe it's just newer leaves. Well, they did get hailed. I got to remember that. They were growing back. This segment, still the garlic appears to be alive. I still have beets. There's still carrots coming up in there. And I'm just making a final decision what else to put in between the garlic in there, and we'll go with it. This bed is not fully planted yet because I've been so busy with the squash and all that other stuff. This is pretty much the last bed that I need to decide. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to go carrots, a couple different varieties of carrots and beets, and I'm going to try some other things. But meanwhile, look at my San Marzano. There's 2 of them there. These 2 made it. There were 2 more over there. They didn't. This one did. That one didn't. This one did. And this one did. So what is that? 1, 2. So I got 4. And then I got 2 in the greenhouse. So I got 6. That's not a bad start. And yes, I need to weed a little bit here, but the beans are starting to grow, and pretty soon those guys are going to be up and over the top of that. Still have to finish out there because what I had in those beds, the onions and the garlic, onions seem to be recovering, but the garlic isn't, so I have to start over. So that may be more turnips or something like that in there. Just haven't decided. Oh, got to show you one more thing. Well, why don't we just check out the arbor? That's all llama poop. I went to go put llama poop out in when I was planting the pumpkins, and when I reached down in there are these humongous grubs the size of a quarter in there. So I dumped it all out, let the chickens out, and it's drying out, and I'm letting the chickens take care of the bugs. But I hate grubs with a passion. What was I going to show you now? Oh, yeah. Short-term memory. I better go this way. All right, so the potatoes that I put in, remember that great big mound of hay here between the trees? Well, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 12. There's a 13th one trying to come up. 14. Looks like there's 14 here. And these are red potatoes. You go to Howdy's New Mart in Newell, South Dakota, and buy that great big bag with the great big red potatoes. That's what's planted in there. I cut them up and planted them. That's what I got growing here. Right from the store, you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Because I got potential of 19 that have come up or almost up. But that's not bad. First time I've done this over here. Seems to be working. And then I have 1, 2, 3 more coming up here. And this one, I don't think this bed's going to come back or do anything. So I'm just going to confiscate this straw. There's the back side. And that's all I think I got for you. That's all I got for you today. I just wanted to give you an update on the Brussels sprouts. It's just, God truly blessed us with the gift of the hay as a source, the water drip line as a source, the space as a source, and the multiple piles of newspapers because of my job. I had years of newspapers sitting in there for the garden, and this was a gift from God. This was not my idea. I just said, how am I going to do this? Just show me. And here it is, a result of abiding. And I couldn't feel any more blessed. So I hope you have a wonderful evening. Ciao.